Have you ever received a gift that just didn't feel right? Something about it made you uncomfortable, uneasy, almost like it carried a hidden message or silent warning? You may think gifts are always a sign of love, friendship, or celebration, but what if some of them are silently working against you? Think twice before accepting or giving these gifts, because they might bring more harm than joy. Across the world, people unknowingly exchange objects that are believed to carry negative energy, attract misfortune, or even ruin relationships. These aren't just superstitions, they're based on age-old traditions, real-life experiences, and surprising truths hidden in history and culture. And the craziest part? Most people have no idea they're doing something dangerous. In this video, we're revealing the 9 most dangerous gifts you should never accept or give. From beautiful objects with dark meanings to everyday items that silently sabotage your well-being. You'll be shocked at what made this list. Some of these gifts may seem harmless at first, common, even thoughtful. But behind their pretty packaging lies an unseen force that could hurt your luck, your money, or even your relationships. And here's the twist, some of these are gifts you may have already given to someone you care about. You'll learn why these items are feared in different cultures, how they can symbolically damage your life, and what you can do instead to protect yourself and others. The last few gifts are rarely talked about, and number 9 will leave you thinking twice before wrapping your next present. So stay with us until the end. This isn't just about tradition or belief, it's about awareness, energy, and avoiding the silent traps that may be hiding behind your most well-intended actions. Welcome to Bright Mind Within, where we explore the unseen truths, ancient wisdom, and powerful knowledge to help you live with clarity and intention. If you find this video eye-opening, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the hidden truths we reveal every week. Let's dive in. A knife might seem like a practical, elegant gift, especially a shiny new set wrapped in a beautiful box. But what many people don't realize is that gifting sharp objects, like knives or scissors, carries a much deeper, darker meaning in many cultures. It's not just about the blade, it's about what it represents. Across the world, sharp objects are seen as symbols of division. In many traditions, gifting something that can cut is believed to sever the relationship between the giver and the receiver. It doesn't matter how expensive or useful the item is. The moment it's gifted, it's thought to symbolically cut the emotional connection, creating distance, arguments, or even permanent separation. In Chinese and Filipino cultures, this belief is especially strong. Gifting knives is often avoided, particularly during weddings, housewarmings, or birthdays. It's considered bad luck, and some even believe it invites conflict into the recipient's life. In some places, the only way to safely gift a knife is to have the receiver buy it from you, by giving a small coin in return. This turns the gift into a transaction, supposedly breaking the bad luck. One real-life story involved a woman who gave her best friend a high-end knife set as a housewarming gift. At first, it was appreciated. But soon after, the two had a major disagreement and stopped speaking altogether. Whether it was coincidence or not, the timing matched the superstition. That friend later said she always felt uncomfortable around the knives, as if they had brought tension into the house. So, the next time you're thinking of giving someone a sleek set of kitchen blades or a personalized pocketknife, consider what message it might be sending, whether you mean to or not. A wallet is often seen as a thoughtful, classy gift. It's useful, stylish, and personal. But giving someone an empty wallet can silently send a message you didn't intend. Across many cultures, this act is believed to symbolize financial emptiness, poverty, or even invite bad luck into the recipient's life. Think about what a wallet represents. It's a place to hold money, cards, and financial energy. So when you give one without even a coin inside, it can feel like handing over nothingness. In symbolic terms, it suggests that the person won't have money to keep in it, that their financial life may remain empty just like the gift you gave them. This belief is strong in several cultures, especially in Asian and Eastern European traditions. Gifting an empty wallet, purse, or money clip is considered a bad omen, especially during milestones like birthdays, weddings, or graduations, times when people are hoping for abundance, growth, and prosperity. The simple fix? Just place a small coin, a lucky charm, or even a folded bill inside before you gift it. It doesn't have to be much. The gesture itself is what counts. That tiny amount of money transforms the wallet into a symbol of abundance. It sends a message of goodwill, prosperity, and a wish for the recipient's financial success. There's even an old superstition that says if you receive an empty wallet, your finances will struggle until it's filled. Some people still refuse to accept wallets without at least one coin inside. It may sound old-fashioned, but even today, this belief quietly influences how people give and receive money-related gifts. The energy you include, or forget to include, can speak louder than words. At first glance, a clock might seem like a timeless and elegant gift. Whether it's a sleek wristwatch or a decorative wall clock, it's often seen as practical and even sentimental. But in some cultures, especially in Chinese traditions, gifting a clock carries a much heavier meaning, one that's linked to endings, separation, and even death. In Mandarin, the phrase to give a clock sounds almost identical to a phrase that means attending a funeral or counting down to someone's final moments. Because of this linguistic connection, many people in Chinese-speaking communities avoid giving clocks altogether. It's not just about words, it's about what those words stir in the heart and mind. A clock becomes more than just a tool for telling time, it turns into a symbol of time running out. This belief is so deeply rooted that some people will return or politely refuse a clock if it's given as a gift. It's especially avoided when gifting to elderly individuals, because it can seem like an unspoken suggestion that their time is limited. Even wristwatches, depending on the context, can carry this unfortunate symbolism if not gifted with care or understanding of cultural sensitivity. In one well-known example, a businessman gifted an expensive clock to his Chinese client as a thank you gesture. Instead of gratitude, he was met with awkward silence and later learned the gift had been seen as deeply disrespectful. Despite his good intentions, the gesture backfired. This cultural symbolism reminds us that even the most beautiful or luxurious item can carry unintended messages. In certain cultures, timepieces aren't just gifts, they're ticking reminders that every second brings us closer to an end. Handkerchiefs might feel like a gentle, old-fashioned gift, delicate, thoughtful, even elegant. But in many cultures, especially in parts of Asia and Latin America, giving a handkerchief carries a hidden meaning that goes far beyond its practical use. It's not just a piece of cloth, it's a symbol of parting, loss, and emotional pain. Traditionally, handkerchiefs have been associated with wiping away tears, used during funerals, goodbyes, or moments of deep sorrow. Because of this strong emotional link, giving someone a handkerchief can be seen as silently suggesting that sorrow or sadness is ahead. It's like giving them something to cry into, as if preparing them for heartbreak or an ending. In some cultures, gifting a handkerchief is believed to be a silent way of saying goodbye forever. It's especially avoided during special occasions like weddings or birthdays, where joy and unity are the focus. To gift a handkerchief during such times can be seen as casting a shadow over the celebration, almost like an unintentional curse. There are stories of people gifting embroidered handkerchiefs to loved ones, only to see the relationship fall apart soon after. One woman shared how she gave a monogrammed handkerchief to her partner as a romantic gesture. Weeks later, the relationship ended unexpectedly. Whether it was coincidence or something deeper, she couldn't shake the feeling that the gift had meant more than she realized. Even today, some elders will advise against giving or accepting handkerchiefs unless they're clearly meant for practical use and not as a sentimental token. The emotional weight attached to them, memories, tears, endings, makes them one of those rare gifts that carry more than just fabric. They carry feelings, farewells, and the quiet echo of a goodbye. Shoes are a common gift. They're stylish, useful, and can even feel personal. But in some cultures, gifting shoes carries a silent warning. It's not just about fashion or comfort. It's about what they represent, walking away. In many Asian and Latin cultures, giving someone a pair of shoes is thought to encourage them to walk out of your life. The shoes become more than just footwear, they become a symbol of distance, of moving on, of separation. Some believe that once someone wears the shoes you gave them, they'll slowly start drifting away from you, emotionally or physically. This belief is especially strong in relationships. Couples are often warned not to gift each other shoes, no matter how expensive or beautiful they may be. Superstition says that doing so could speed up a breakup or create emotional distance. Even among friends and family, shoes as a gift can be seen as an omen of someone leaving, voluntarily or not. One woman shared a story of how she gave her boyfriend a pair of sneakers for his birthday. A month later, the relationship ended without warning. Looking back, she remembered her grandmother's old words, "Never give shoes to someone you love unless you want them to leave." Whether coincidence or not, the thought stayed with her. There is a common workaround. If you must gift shoes, some suggest asking the receiver to pay a small coin in return. This turns the gift into a purchase, breaking the unlucky symbolism. But many still prefer to avoid it altogether, just in case. Shoes may seem like a thoughtful gift on the outside. But underneath the laces and leather, they may carry a quiet message: it's time to go. And that's not always the message you want to send. Gift number 6, mirrors, reflections that may invite the unseen. Mirrors can be stunning gifts. Elegant, decorative, and full of symbolism, they often seem like a lovely gesture, something to brighten a room or reflect beauty. But in many ancient traditions and spiritual beliefs, mirrors are far more than glass and silver. They are seen as portals, or as traps for energy, and sometimes even for souls. In several cultures around the world, especially in parts of Asia and Europe, mirrors are believed to attract negative energy if not used or placed correctly. This belief is even stronger when it comes to gifting them. Giving someone a mirror might unintentionally bring them misfortune or invite unwanted spiritual forces into their life. Some say mirrors don't just reflect your image, they reflect your energy, your soul. And if the mirror isn't cleansed or protected, it may hold on to sadness, fear, or harmful emotions. That's why many spiritual practitioners cover mirrors during times of mourning. It's believed that the soul of the deceased could become trapped within the mirror's reflection, unable to move on. There are also stories passed down in many families about mirrors breaking after being gifted, followed by arguments, bad luck, or even health problems. Whether you believe in superstition or not, the emotional impact of such events is hard to ignore. The fear around mirrors isn't just about ghost stories, it's about the deep symbolism of what we see, and what we can't see. Even feng shui, the Chinese practice of energy balance, warns against placing mirrors in certain parts of the home, especially facing doors or beds. The wrong placement can disrupt peace, disturb sleep, or attract unwanted energies. So while a mirror might look like a thoughtful gift on the surface, its meaning can run much deeper, reflecting not just light, but things we might not fully understand. Flowers are often seen as the perfect gift, symbolic, romantic, and beautiful. But when those flowers come with thorns, like rose bushes or cacti, the meaning can shift in ways we don't always realize. In many traditions, giving a plant with thorns is believed to carry an unseen message: pain, conflict, or emotional hardship. Thorns are nature's defense, a warning to stay away. So when you give someone a thorny plant, you might be unintentionally sending a signal that trouble could arise in the relationship. It's not just a superstition. It's a feeling, one that connects the physical sting of a thorn to emotional wounds. There's an old belief in some cultures that gifting a rose bush, while beautiful, can invite problems. The beauty of the roses may be admired, but the thorns are never forgotten. They represent hidden challenges or emotional discomfort that may show up later. Some say it's like offering love with a warning: this relationship may come with pain. One woman shared how she gifted her friend a lovely rose bush for her new home. At first, it was received with joy. But not long after, misunderstandings and arguments began to grow between them. Looking back, she wondered if the thorns had sent a message they didn't fully understand at the time. Even cacti, often given for their low maintenance and modern appeal, are viewed with caution by those who follow energy practices like feng shui. The sharp spines are believed to create tension, especially when placed in living spaces or gifted to others. The plant may survive with little care, but its energy isn't always peaceful. Sometimes, beauty comes with warning signs. And when thorns are involved, a simple gift might be carrying more than just petals and leaves, it might be carrying emotional signals waiting to be felt. Self-help books are often seen as thoughtful, well-meaning gifts. They are designed to inspire, motivate, and guide the recipient toward personal growth and success. However, in some contexts, giving someone a self-help book can unintentionally convey the message that they need to improve in some way. This can quickly transform a gift into something that feels judgmental or offensive. When you gift a self-help book, especially one focused on areas like overcoming weakness, improving relationships, or boosting self-esteem, it can imply that the recipient has some flaw that needs fixing. Even if this isn't your intention, the act of giving a book about personal development can be perceived as a subtle way of saying, "You're not good enough as you are." This can cause feelings of discomfort, defensiveness, or even resentment. One common example of this situation occurs in romantic relationships. A partner may give their significant other a book on improving communication skills or overcoming insecurities. While they may mean to encourage growth, the recipient might see the gift as a sign that they aren't meeting expectations. Instead of feeling motivated, they could feel criticized, as if they are being told that they're not enough or that they need to change. Even in friendships, gifting a book about life improvement can suggest that the person isn't living up to their potential. The gift, while well-intentioned, may carry an underlying tone of disapproval, making the recipient feel uncomfortable or judged. The impact of such a gift depends heavily on the relationship and how it's framed. If the recipient doesn't already seek self-improvement or hasn't shown an interest in the subject, the gift could unintentionally hurt rather than help. What was meant to inspire may end up feeling like an unwelcome suggestion. In a world where sustainability is valued, gifting second-hand items might seem like a responsible and eco-friendly choice. However, in many cultures and situations, giving used or second-hand items can be seen as thoughtless or even disrespectful. While the intention may be good, the impact can sometimes convey the message that the recipient isn't worthy of something new or special. Second-hand gifts, no matter how well-maintained or valuable they may be, can feel like leftovers, items that were good enough for someone else but not for a brand-new owner. This can create a sense of inadequacy or disappointment, especially if the recipient had been expecting something fresh and thoughtfully chosen just for them. In some cultures, gifting second-hand items can also be seen as an insult to the recipient's status or social standing. Giving a used item, like clothing, jewelry, or books, may unintentionally communicate that the person isn't important enough to warrant a new, personalized gift. In these situations, the gesture of reusing can feel less like an act of kindness and more like a sign of disregard or even neglect. One common example is when a friend receives a hand-me-down gift, such as a used handbag or a pair of shoes. Though the giver might view it as a gesture of sharing something useful, the recipient might feel hurt or undervalued. This feeling is amplified if the second-hand item is presented without much thought or care, perhaps wrapped hastily or without a personal note. To avoid the risk of offending someone, it's always a good idea to ensure that the gift is new, carefully selected, and relevant to the recipient's tastes. A new item, chosen with care, shows thoughtfulness and respect, while a second-hand item, even if practical, might leave the wrong impression. To recap, we've explored 9 gifts that are best avoided. From sharp objects like knives and scissors, which symbolize severing bonds, to second-hand items that may be seen as thoughtless, each of these gifts carries a hidden meaning that can lead to unintended consequences. We've also seen how certain gifts, like shoes or mirrors, may bring negativity or even bad luck into someone's life. Whether it's a rose bush with thorns or a self-help book that might feel like criticism, it's important to be mindful of what you give and what it might symbolize. Final thought. When in doubt, choose gifts that convey genuine care and positive intentions. A thoughtful, personalized gift that reflects your understanding of the recipient's personality will always be appreciated. Ultimately, it's the thought and love behind the gift that truly counts. Call to action. If you found this video helpful, share it with your friends to help them make better gift choices too. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, Bright Mind Within, for more insightful content. Thank you for watching.